the Air Force.
Sorry, a little delay.
That's okay.
Keep going.
Okay. We were stationed in Italy, and I saw my friend Julia Carty posting about plexus, and she posted something about, I think one of her daughters was having maybe some bladder infections and things like that, and that was something I was struggling with. And Julia and I, we had met a couple of times, but we really weren't, we really didn't know each other that well. And I wasn't even following her on Facebook. I was actually following her on Instagram, which is kind of funny, especially back then, 6.5 years ago. And it was just, it piqued my interest because I was, doing all the things. I was doing, CrossFit 4 to 5 days a week. I was road biking 30 miles a week, or 30 miles 3 times a week. So about 90 miles a week. And I was doing, green smoothies, gluten-free, dairy-free. I had tried being vegan. Oh my goodness, I had literally tried all the things, and I was just so exhausted. I had stomach aches literally every single day. And that's when I saw Julia posting about it, I was like, I've tried everything else and it's not working. So I might as well just try this. So that's how I heard about it.
Wow. So you were in Italy on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram watching this long distance. What did you do? Did you reach out to her and ask questions? How'd you get started?
Did. Well, I saw her. I mean, I can distinctly still remember her very first post. She was still in Dallas, and I remember it almost word for word what she actually posted. But I watched her, for a couple of weeks, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to message her because I was really having a lot of issues at the time, and I had gone to an Italian urologist in Italy, and the first thing she said to me was, "You don't need another antibiotic. You need probiotics." And I
Wow.
thought, why has no other doctor ever told me about this? And so I reached out to her, and I was like, "Do you think something like this would help me?" And she's like, "Of course it will help you," and it did. I mean, it absolutely changed my life.
Wow, that is interesting. And such great third-party validation, right? So I'm wondering, Brandy, what did you start with?
I started with the triplex combo.
Can you
So
tell us a
yes.
little bit about that? What is that?
Okay, the triplex combo comes with our pink drink that maybe you've seen us posting about, and it helps balance your blood sugar, it helps balance your hormones, it gives you that natural energy without like a caffeine high. There's no caffeine in it, and so it just makes you feel, or for me, it makes me feel just balanced, and I can just keep going throughout the day. It helps with those sugar cravings. If you're having really any kind of health problems, you do not need sugar in your life or carbs or those kind of things. And so it helps me control those kind of cravings. It also comes with the BioCleanse and our probiotic, which is Probio 5 and BioCleanse. It helps you be regular. And that was a problem that I was having then. I would go maybe once or twice a week if I was lucky. And that was, obviously you're going to be sick if you got that problem. And so that probably is my most favorite product ever is BioCleanse. But Probio 5 also, like I said, it's our probiotic, and it helps put the good bacteria back in your gut, and also helps kill off like bad yeast and toxins and things like that. So we always kind of say that BioCleanse and Probio 5 is kind of like, it's kind of like cleaning the toilet without flushing it. You kind of need both of them together. And so
Wow,
I love those products.
that is a great illustration. So, um, this I'm just like, you were in Italy. Did she mail the products to you? Like, how did you get them in your hand?
Well, yeah, that's kind of funny. I mean, we could order it because we were on a military base. And so we
Okay.
were able to order it over there. The shipping was kind of iffy. And Julia likes to tell the story that she thought I was going to quit because it seemed like it took like 6 weeks
Forever.
for the first order to get to me. But,
Wow.
once it finally got it going, it was great.
Wow, that is awesome. And you just jumped out there with a great big old leap of faith and embraced it and apparently loved it. So that's a
Yeah.
great place to start. I think most of us do
Mhm.
start with a
Mhm.
triplex. So our focus tonight really is kind of coming full circle, and I
Mhm.
love that you shared the foundation that you began with. I'm wondering, Brandy, have you tried other things? Have you added other products to your regimen? Like, if that's where you began, what does it look like for you now?
Okay, of course, I've been taking Plexus for 6.5 years now, so I've tried pretty much every single product. But I will say the ones that I take every day would be those 3 products I just mentioned. I also take X Factor, which is our multivitamin. It's, oh my goodness, it's so awesome because it doesn't hurt my stomach like a lot of vitamins would. It gives me energy, helps my hair and nails grow. So I take that product. I take Mega X, which is our all natural omega supplement, and it's also plant based, and that one helps me just have more mental clarity, and I sleep so good. Sleep like my husband at night.
There you go.
So that one is wonderful. Also take collagen, which you guys, if you have not tried our collagen, you've got to, because that one, like Kelly said, our focus tonight is aging backwards, and I can tell my skin is it's just night and day. It helps me with other things besides just my skin. I will say that's, what everybody notices, I think, but it also helps with my stomach issues. It helps just those overall aches and pains. I totally tell when I don't take it. So I put that one in my coffee every morning. So I also take the Lean, our protein shake, after workouts. Yeah.
That's a lot. Like, I'm just sitting here kind of digesting all that. And I know you can't see me very well, but I'm just nodding. Yes, yes, yes. That's it's so good. It's so good. So 6.5 years, and you're still faithful and taking it every day, because it's obviously made a great difference for you. You've talked about your skin and your hair and your nails. I'm wondering, is there anything else that you've seen that you could attribute to being a byproduct of taking these products?
So much. Now, how much time do you have? No, seriously, I was a hot mess before I started Plexus. I said I worked out all the time, and I did, but that's pretty much all I could do. I would work out and I would come home and crash. My kids were in school, my husband's at work, and I would do all these workouts because I love to work out, but I was just in pain all the time. Had major neck issues. That was about as far as I could turn my neck for years. And honestly, probably since my early 20s. I would just do it because it hurt whether I exercised or not. So I might as well exercise. And just the natural energy that I get. It was kind of a running joke in our family about I was always the first one to fall asleep. As soon as dinner was over, I was on the couch sleeping, or nodding off every single night. Now, here it is. I'm actually on Eastern time right now. It's 9 o'clock. We're still going strong. We've been, shopping here in Jacksonville for 2 days straight, and I still have plenty of energy. So,
not a girl. You're a fun mama.
It's been fun. It definitely has made me a much more fun mama, because I can try all the things with my kids, and it's I'm 50 now, and so it's just been amazing.
Well, you look amazing. I was just about to say, I didn't ask your permission. Either of y'all did not ask your permission to share your age, but I was thinking, how can we tactfully get to that point? I was just gonna say, okay, what decade of life are you in at this point? But Brandy, oh my word, you're in your 50s and you are gorgeous. I would have never thought. I would have never ever thought that you were in your 50s. So
yes, so it's a fun time. It is.
Yes.
Not what I thought it would be like at all.
Isn't it so much better?
Absolutely.
I think so too. I think so too. Wow, that's exciting. I've got one more question for you before we switch over and talk to Teresa for a little bit. And you've been around for a bit, right? A good hot minute, 6.5 years. Has there been anything in your connection with either the products or this company that has been a surprise to you over the past 6.5 years?
A surprise? Oh my goodness, probably. There's been a lot of things, but I would say just how generous this company is. For someone like me who was a military spouse, we moved around for 30 years, every 2 to 3 years. So there was never a time in our marriage that I could have a career and, stick to it, get promoted, those kind of things. But when Plexus came along, I thought, my goodness, this is something that I can do. And if you could see my little setup right now, I'm literally in a hotel room, five hours from home. I can do this literally from anywhere. And I've just got my cell phone kind of propped up here. And that part has just been life changing because we've moved a couple of times. We moved from Italy, then we moved to Virginia, Virginia, then we moved to Florida. And my business, I didn't have to stop working this business. As a matter of fact, my business just grew, and over 6.5 years, I just kept getting promoted. And about this time last year, I hit the top of the rank in the company, which is Diamond. And
congratulations.
It's just that, that this is, it's a legacy company. It's something that we can hand down to our children once you hit the top of the company. And that part, I had no idea. We get to drive a free Lexus. We get to, go on these amazing trips to Hawaii, Mexico every year. Those are huge to me. I mean, just to my family, it's just, I can't even say how grateful I am for this opportunity.
Those are some incredible blessings. Yes, I'm so glad to hear you share all of that. So thank you. Thank you so much for just being super transparent with us tonight and for giving us the opportunity to hear your story and to get to know you a little bit better. And I'm just going to be the first to say, oh my word, girl, you're gorgeous. I mean, that glam is a thing. So fixing it on the inside, and it's very, very evident on the outside. So thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight, Brandy. We appreciate it. We really do.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you came. Teresa, welcome to Wellness Wednesday, the Gut Glam edition. Y'all, I'd love for you to meet my friend Teresa Sauer. Teresa, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
Tell us, where do you live? What stage of life are you in? Do you work outside the home?
All of that. I am Teresa Sauer. I live in Lamar's, Iowa, ice cream capital of the world.
Oh,
we're the home of Wells Blue Bunny ice cream. Pretty much known more up toward north, and but it's getting down south. But anyway, I'm 59 years old next month. And I found Plexus when I was 55. And I actually thought I was a little too old to even start taking supplements at that point. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
So how did you hear about Plexus? How did it hit your radar?
I work at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
I work full-time in administration, and I work around a bunch of doctors and nurses all the time. And when you're sick, you just go to the ER or you go to the doctor, and you meet all kinds of people. Well, I had bronchitis quite bad off and on. And after I got home one night, one of the nurses reached out to me, and she's like, she took care of me in the ER, and she's like, I think I might have something that might help with all of your, chronic infections. And then she says, I know you have migraines, this might also help with that. I'm not sure. So I thought about it, and I thought, at 55, when you have kids, you take your multivitamin like the doctor tells you. And after that, you learn to take your calcium like the doctor tells you. But as far as any other vitamins, I just wasn't interested because I never felt any different. And so I really thought, yeah, maybe, but I didn't do it. And so I kind of started watching her then on Facebook because she had brought it up. And she started posting about the pink drink. And I thought, well, that's not a vitamin, is it? And started paying a little bit more attention. And I decided to try the pink drink for 7 days. And it was crazy because at that point in time in my life, I also had just lost my husband's parents. They were gotten sick very quickly, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law died within 80 days of one another.
Oh, wow.
This is before COVID. So it's been almost 5 years now. But I was kind of at a point where we had found ourselves to be that last generation. And I was getting a little sad, depressed maybe.
Right.
And one thing I noticed with the pink drink right away was that I was happier within 5 days. It was like, this really can't be, can it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't really say anything to my husband. because I didn't want him to think I was totally losing it, thinking I was drinking this pink stuff and it was making me feel better. But I got some more of it, and it just, all of a sudden, when I got more of it, I ordered the triplex, I should add.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I started with the triplex with the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, which was also my favorite product because of my migraines and all of that came
Wow.
chronic constipation. And Bio Cleanse, you know, I swear, if we aren't going 2 or 3 times a day, you're not feeling good. You're not feeling your best. And it's not an easy subject to talk about, but people will feel better if they just eliminate.
Yes.
So, but anyway, I noticed right away that I wasn't having the headaches every morning. And then my husband noticed. And pretty soon I just couldn't stop telling people. So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
Wow, that's fascinating. That is a fascinating story. I think it took courage for your ER nurse to reach out to you.
It really did. It really
Yeah.
did. And it took a little bit more courage because I'm in administration
Exactly.
to share, because I was, working around a lot of doctors who I respect. I
Right.
really respect them. And I wanted their opinion. I wanted them to approve if they felt so.
Right.
And I had a couple of the doctors look at the book and everything, the supplements, and they're like, well, yeah, these are all natural. They can't hurt. They're helping you, obviously.
Wow.
So they got behind me. And so I do have several providers taking the supplements, and I'm very blessed that my work allowed it. And so I'm still working today, hoping to retire from the hospital in 3 years with my full retirement. I don't want to throw that away, but I'm very excited to, I'm a senior Ruby right now with Plexus, which just means I'm one step away from being a jewel. And then we'll see what goes on from there. But Brandy, I got excited to hear about your story a little bit and how much you traveled, because my husband was a Kmart manager for 15 years. And we traveled and moved 18 times. And
Wow.
so,
18
yes,
times too.
I could have really used Plexus back then, not only for my health, but as a job, because
Yes.
holding down, I mean, I was just constantly getting a new job every year, and I'm a hard worker, you just don't, I'm not the type of person that likes to sit still. I did stay home with my kids. I was able to do that, but I had to babysit to be able to make ends meet, because you can hardly afford not to work these days and have kids in daycare. But once they went back to school, I found Plexus and my job, I was able to work. But once I found Plexus, you guys, I think the biggest surprise, you asked her for a surprise, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but the biggest surprise I found was that by sharing, it can help you as far as your life debt. Life happens, we all have it. Our kids graduate, they graduate from high school, they go on trips, they get married, both of mine are married now. And to be able to take my Plexus money and to be able to help pay off debt and help them pay off their college debt is every parent. I mean, it was my dream. I shouldn't say every parent's dream, but it was my dream to be able to help them. Yeah, it was my dream to be able to help them. So yeah, just lots of fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Lots of fun stuff.
Absolutely.
I love
You mentioned collagen earlier.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that one was a nice surprise that they threw in there. And I really, again, just hadn't thought about collagen. It's at my age, how can it help? I figured I was 55, and by the time collagen came along, I think I had turned 56. And I thought, well, I'm a little bit too old for that, and because you do lose after your 20s, your collagen decreases by 68%. And I started noticing my father's laugh lines, my mother's lines, and I started noticing on my arms, you start calling them little peach skin, just little wrinkles that were like, oh, I don't want this. And then they came out with the collagen, and I thought, well, okay, why not? Everything else I've tried has been really great. And so I did a little research on it. I'm going to share with you if we have time yet.
Oh, absolutely. We'd love to
Is that
hear it.
okay?
Please do.
I wrote it down because I just find it fascinating how it works. But our collagen is so smart that it helps people where they need the help.
Mhm.
So collagen is broken down by your digestion, okay? So the same amino acid peptides, whether it's in liquid form, pill form, or powder form, and ours is in powder form, it's all broken down in your body. Your body is so smart, it brings it back together again and takes it and sends it where it needs it.
Wow.
And so that's why you're going to have some people have really great results with their joints, or some people will have really great results with their skin. I noticed right away that, you know, when you're a little older, maybe you don't, you're both really young yet, but you have those little lines that start above your knees, you know, just gravity takes hold. That to me right away was just like, oh my gosh, you guys, that was like within a month. And so I just think it depends on where your body needs the collagen is where you're going to see, where you're going to need it and see it. So liquid collagen. Now I'm going to just compare liquid to powder just for a quick second. Liquid collagen has stabilizers added to it because it has to be able to remain in that liquid form. And so, and it has to add flavoring to make it more palatable. To whereas our powder doesn't need all that extra stabilizers and the extra stuff. And so, and our collagen, of course, as you know, is dirt cheap. $50 a month. I mean, it's crazy. Our collagen is grass-fed, bovine, and marine-based. And the cool thing is it breaks down the peptides, and not all collagen has ceramides that holds and glues things back together. Did you know that? Not all of it comes like that. That's why we need to learn about, if you're out there taking different collagens, what actually is in your collagen. Ours actually has 6 ceramides, biotin, vitamin C, vitamin E, superfoods that provide antioxidants, and then of course Plexus sprinkles in a little pink seed dust to make it the best. So they just really spent the time, and I just love how our doctors just come together and make it the best product. So if everybody isn't on Slim, Active, and Collagen, that is just the thing. That is, and I have had more older women, because of my age, have had more older women reach out and ask for our collagen because they, at their age, are on collagen. And I've got one that lives over in Greece who comes back to Lamar's because she's originally from here. And she's so sweet. She was on this expensive liquid gold, and she said ours by far, after a month and a half, she just called me and she was almost in tears. She headed back to Greece. Of course, she can't get it over there, so we stocked her up before she left. But yeah, I'm just very, very pleased with how Plexus and the doctors come together with all of their supplements, and they really do the research. And if you are able to take a step back, understand that anything worthwhile takes time.
Yes.
So your body needs to heal from the inside first, and sometimes that takes the longest. For me, that, you know, from about 3 to 4 months with a little bit of detox, I was like, oh, you know, I feel good, but yet, ooh. Once I got past that stage, I just felt so much better. How about you guys?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I
And
definitely
that's
had.
true healing from the inside out.
Yes, absolutely. I did have a couple of months of some detox, but you know, I had read a lot about detox and I knew that it was going to be better. Like I had to just get through that, and I mean, it was so worth it.
Right.
It is so worth it.
It is.
Absolutely.
Teresa, thank you for sharing all that about the collagen. That was fascinating. It was great to learn, and I love learning. My background is in nursing, and I worked as a registered nurse for a long time before I transitioned into a second career as a public high school teacher. And
Oh, wow.
when I first heard about Plexus, I didn't know what I was saying yes to. I really didn't,
Right.
but I did know that the Lord was saying this, do this and do it now. And much like you, completely transformed my health, much like the both of you also went through a season of detox. But with my background in nursing, I knew that that was actually really good news. I knew that the products that I was taking, while they were gentle, they were truly effective. And my body was healing in a way that needed to take place from the inside out. And so the physical changes, the outside changes, I began to see those way before our collagen was released. And I'm not ashamed to tell you girls, I'm older than both of y'all. I am now 60.
No. Oh
And
my gosh.
mhm,
Oh,
You don't
not
look
even
it.
no, you're
right.
so sweet. But it's
Isn't it good
really,
that we just don't even act it?
well, yeah, but y'all, it really is because I have been healed from the inside out. And when your
Mhm.
insides are healthy, it's just going to show. It's just going to shine through on the outside. And so, yes, hooray, for
Yes, hooray.
the addition
Yes.
of gut health, which was the foundation for all three of us, that really was
Mhm.
the beginning of
Mhm.
that turning point towards healing. And thank you to Plexus for the collagen, because truly, I mean, I had taken it before, but I'd never seen anything. I just took it because it was a good
Mhm.
idea.
Right.
But oh
Right.
my goodness, I mean, this
Yeah.
is the most superior product I've ever taken.
Right.
And
Right.
got these little
And
baby hairs, like my hair is growing like
yes.
crazy. My
Yes.
skin has responded so beautifully, but also I feel it like in my knees. I have one knee that it just wants to be creaky sometimes. And
Mhm.
like Brandy, I just mix it in my coffee in the
Yes.
morning and I just go and I love it.
Right.
I'm just so,
Right.
so grateful.
Right. And then you
Absolutely.
add in, we probably don't even have time to talk about the Joyome day and night serums. I mean,
Yeah.
those are a
Amazing.
game changer as well.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I was actually, I served on the Plexus product board for almost 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And I was actually a product tester for one of our slims and also for our Joyome. So I'm actually on their Instagram page, but I saw more results. I was taking another, competitor product. I have been, or not taking, I have been using their serums for about 2 years. And I saw more results in the 60 days that I was testing our products than I did in 2 years, taking those other products or using the other products.
Yeah.
I
So,
believe it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe it. I was on a pretty expensive serum based product as well.
me too.
And yeah, and I just think about all the money that I spent, and the results were just astonishing. So, as an
Yes.
older female, I was very grateful, and my husband finally got
Yeah.
him to start using it too.
Oh,
And
really? That's
well,
awesome.
it's because we sit there and we take pictures, and then he's like, well, how come you're looking a little bit younger than I am? And he's halfway teasing me, and I'm like, well, I've got the glow, dear, and you're kind of got that little dull look going. So
Mhm.
I said, that Joyome is up there on the counter. All you have to do is use it.
You're
Use
So
it.
right.
Yes.
yep, that's right. It's very easy to use.
Absolutely.
Nothing like a little positive peer influence right there.
That's right.
Mhm.
Right. Oh, you two are just beautiful. Ladies, you're so beautiful inside and out. And you have really blessed us tonight with sharing your hearts and your experience, your wisdom. And we are super grateful for that.
Well, thank you,
So we're
Kelly.
going to wrap
Thank
things up
you.
here and just say thank you again to all of you that are joining us, whether you're watching on our customer support page. Healthy starts here with the live stream. If you've joined us here in this Zoom webinar, I want you to know that we're going to post the recording for this in just a little bit. Very shortly, it'll be available. So if you've got a friend that, this has made you think of, or you really just want to listen again and kind of take in some of those details, just follow us here. We'll post the recording. You'll be able to get your hands on it, and you can share it with a friend or watch it again yourself or pass the good news along, because y'all, there's just not a woman out there who doesn't really care about, number one, feeling better. Like Brandy said, wants to sleep like a husband, right? Have
Yes.
energy to do all the things to keep up with our growing families and to just flat out look better while she's doing it all the time too. So
Absolutely.
again, thank you ladies so much for being with us. I pray the rest of you have a blessed night, and we'll see you again right here next week for next week's Wellness Wednesday. Thanks. Bye y'all.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Kelly. Thank you,
Night.
Brandy.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.